Hey guys, Paul here with In Search of Paranormal Phenomenon. It's been a little over a week since I put out a video and did a session, and I'm going to explain why that is. It's due to some things that have been happening that have been kind of peculiar, and I want to fill you guys in on it. It's important that you watch this entire introduction to the sessions because what I'm about to explain is what the sessions are about. So if you just fast forward and jump right into the sessions, you may be saying, well, what the hell is he talking about? What does that even mean? This doesn't make any sense. So this is a very purposeful session, and there's two sessions that I'm going to be releasing uh, in this video after this intro. But first, why haven't I put out any videos in like a week? Reason number one is that I have not been able to connect with spirit the way I usually do in my sessions. I've been trying to get content. I've been trying to do sessions to put out on YouTube. And I sit down for 10, 15 minutes, maybe more. I listen back to the video, and I'm lucky if there's one or two words. I'm not getting anything. And I'm asking myself, what's going on? I'm not making that connection. I'm not feeling that connection. Usually when I sit down, I know I'm connecting because there's a certain feeling that I just know spirit is around me, and I haven't had that. Now, the reasons this has been happening that I've kind of patched together, and it seems to be the case, is that I've been working on a book, and I've been working on it for a while. I was working on it, then there was a stint of time where I just didn't have time to work on it, but now I'm back over the last couple of weeks working on this book, and it is called The Angel Scrolls: Celestial Messages for a Modern World. And what this book is kind of a question and answer format of me asking questions uh, of the angels and then going into meditation and listening for the answers. And then when I come out of meditation, I write everything down. And for some reason, these messages just kind of stick almost verbatim. Like my hand is writing faster than my mind is working. And some of the things that come through when I go back and read it, I say, wow, that doesn't sound like me. That doesn't even really uh, necessarily something I thought of or believe. And it's a very interesting process. And when I work on this book, when I worked on it before there was a break and my schedule got too busy, there were a lot of things happening, like a lot of um, like just angelic energy and activity in my life that was pretty incredible in parts. And since I've been back working on the book, that's been happening again. I've been seeing flashes of light. I've been feeling a presence around me. Sometimes I'll just be in the morning getting ready for work, the day, I'll be brushing my teeth, and suddenly I'll just, I'm thinking about everything under the sun, not necessarily anything spiritual, and I'll just get the word angels will come into my mind, and I'll feel like there's just three or four people standing very close to me and back of me. It's a very warm feeling. So there's this, phenomenon that comes when I'm working on this book and I'm really connecting with the angels. And one of the things I used to do before there was an internet, before there was a YouTube, if I did any kind of spirit work where I wanted to connect with someone on the other side, I always did that through the angels. I've always been very connected to the angels. I would ask the angels to bring that person forth or to bring me information about that person on the other side that, I wanted to know about, or someone that I missed, my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, whoever it might be. And that's the way I used to do this. Now, I'm still very close with the angelic realm, but sometimes not as close as I was. And now that I'm back working on this book, I've been feeling this pull, this inexplicable pull, like work more with the angels, get back to working more with the angels, get back to, connecting with spirit through the angels. It's just kind of like this feeling, and I've been ignoring it. Just kind of like, no, no, that's probably just me getting caught up in the moment. It probably doesn't mean anything. I know how I can be, just getting overly enthused about something when I'm, working on a book or a project. But that feeling is there. And I finally, well, one more thing, I've also been kind of having this, how should I put it? Kind of like this nudge. Like, I don't want to do this. This is an idea that seems to be coming to me from outside of myself. And it's kind of this nudge. And I've had this before and I ignored it, but now it's back and it's really strong. It's driving me nuts. It's this nudge to, and this urge to eventually and inevitably make the YouTube channel called the Angel Scrolls or the Angel Scrolls Project, and have it in conjunction with the book that's going to be coming out probably next year around this time, maybe a little sooner or later, but definitely late summer, early fall 2026. And I've been feeling just this urge, to share some of these messages I get in meditation here on the channel, and just really kind of revamp things into a more purposeful, uh, a more purposeful format, I guess. Almost like the angels are saying, "Hey, we need all the voices we can get to show positive spirituality, positive connection with the spirit realm, positive connection with the angels. And guess what? You used to do this all the time. It's time to get back to work. It's time to start working with us." So again, I don't want to change, you know, the name of the channel. I don't want to, dicker with certain things, but it's just this push. This just seems to be saying, do it, do it. So what I did basically was I did two sessions. I did a session in my bathroom with the running water and the spirit box and the EVP recorder app on my phone that I usually get good results with, and I connected with the angels, just asking, "Are you guys around me? Is this what you want me to do? Does all this have some kind of purpose? Am I not connecting with spirit because you're really kind of not allowing that to happen because you want me to do it differently, the way that I used to?" And the session was interesting. And then I did a secondary session. And again, it was just this inexplicable pull, kind of like this voice saying, "We don't want you to use the spirit box. We want you to use this." And it's an app I used before, the Spain Paranormal ITC box. It's a reflection of the window there. But I used this app last night when I went to bed. I finally gave in and said, "Okay, I'll use the app. I'll do a secondary session. I'll see what comes through." And a lot came through, especially when you're hearing words like, "We are directing, we love you, we miss you, you're being called," uh, just crazy things. And it's always mind blowing to me when I sit down and do a session. And like I was telling my wife last night, you sit down, you connect with the angels, and suddenly everything is about angels in the session, whether you're using a radio spirit box, whether you're using, an app. It's just crazy to me. But what came through in these sessions definitely made me sit back and say, man, maybe I better, listen to all of this and proceed the way they want me to, because something is happening in the spirit realm around me as far as the angels are concerned, and it's really strong. So, I have a lot to think about with all of this, and at this point, I don't think I'm going to go against the grain. When you hear these sessions, there are things that come through that are just kind of like, wow, how could I be stubborn and like walk away from this? It's pretty wild. For those of you who are not familiar with this app, it is an app I used in the past in sessions. It is uh, sound banks, box A, B, and C, and it is the English language, I think ancient Sumerian or something like that, and Spanish language cut up into bits and played in reverse. So it's all gibberish. So if you get real words through this app, it's pretty hard to debunk. It was a pretty popular app back in the day, and I've gotten some good results with it during my sessions. And I don't even really like using apps that much anymore. I mean, I like them, but I don't use them as much. And I wanted to use a spirit box for these sessions, but I just keep having that pull. No, use this, use the Spain Paranormal ITC box again. This like this pull, this push, till finally I said, Jesus, all right, I'll do a session with this app and see what happens. So that in and of itself. And if you do ITC work, let me know if this has ever happened to you. Like you have a favorite tool or tools that you use, but there almost seems to be this force that's pushing you. Like, no, use this, and it's not necessarily something that you usually use or want to use, uh, but it's almost like you're being, directed, very strongly to use it. And I've had that before, those little things like I feel like I should use this instead of this, but this was really strong. So it's been crazy what's been going on, and needless to say, sitting down, connecting with the angels in these two sessions, the words were there, the answers were there, especially in the session with uh, the app, the ITC box. Um, Everything just flowed perfectly. So I want to know what you guys think about that. I know a lot of you watch, but you don't comment. But this time around, I really am curious what you think. You've watched this intro. I know I babbled on a bit, but there was a lot to share. And let me know what you think about what I'm saying, about these sessions, about what's coming through in these sessions. And I've divided them up. I've shared both sessions, the one with the app and the one with the radio and the running water in the bathroom. But you'll see at the end of one, they're both about 11 minutes long. But I left, a little thing that says, session two with, the ITC, paranormal Spain paranormal box. So you can watch the video all the way through, or you can watch one session and then pause and come back to the other one later. I'll leave a space for you to do that. But let me know what you think, because this it's been kind of a wild little ride. It's been frustrating not being able to connect with spirit, and I must have done 4 or 5 sessions since my last video, and just have not been able to connect. But it's also been interesting to have all these little angelic things happening, and these urges and these nudges, almost like somebody's trying to, lead me to water and get me to drink. Um, so it's been wild, and and then finally giving in and saying, okay, I'll do these sessions with the angels, and having all these things come through. It's pretty eye opening. It's pretty awe inspiring. And like I said, I have many things to kind of think about with all of this. But I'm going to shut up now and let you guys watch the sessions. And again, let me know what you think. I thought these were very interesting, especially the second one with the ITC box. There were some words and phrases that came through there that were kind of, jaw dropping. So again, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching the entirety of the intro, and get to the sessions. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, I'm starting this session off by asking, are there any angels around me right now in this room? I've been having difficulty connecting with spirit in my sessions when I try to do them the usual way. Is there a purpose and a reason for that? I feel like the angels are directing me to do sessions in a bit of a different way, maybe in a higher way that, I don't know, maybe has a higher purpose attached to it in some way. Am I on the right track in my thinking with that? Am I being directed or nudged to do more sessions connecting with angels and higher celestial beings? first started doing this work a long time ago, before there was an internet, before there was a YouTube, I used to connect with spirit more through the angels and have a lot more angelic presences invoked and around me when I would do spirit work. Am I being called to go back to doing it that way? I've also been noticing a lot of, I guess I could say, angelic phenomenon around me as I'm working on my book. When I work on this book, does it open the doors to more angelic activity around me in some way? I've had this urge and idea in the past to rename the channel the Angel Scrolls Project, based on and kind of aligning with the book and the work I'm doing there, and also to share some of those messages here on the channel. Is that something the angels are prompting me to do? If you want me to rename the channel eventually the Angel Scrolls Project, and kind of make that the focus of my work and how I do spirit work from now on, could you simply say the words Angel Scrolls? Do the angels have any ending messages for me, any final messages for me as I'm about to close this session out? Is there anything else you would like to say on this topic? Anything you want me to know? Well, I thank you, dear angels, for any words or messages you may have left during this session. I'm always greatly appreciative for the time you take to leave, any words or thoughts when I connect with you during these ITC sessions. It's always very humbling. I'm always very grateful. And I thank you so much for your participation. And I thank all of you for watching and listening from home. And I will see you all in the next session. Until then, love and light.